Welcome back to MNUFC TV. Day late, but we are going to get into the match reaction. Started off really good with, or I wouldn't say really good, but started off good with the goal and Finley from the assist from Miguel Ibarra. Um, but it was an awful decision by Heath to play Manley and to rotate so much. I think some of the rotation, yeah, sure, go for it. Manley shouldn't be playing at this level. Should be staying at forward Madison and definitely getting minutes. And the only time he should be being recalled is simply to be playing in friendlies, if that. And yeah, he was absolutely awful against FC Dallas. Just isn't ready for the MLS level yet. So why throw him out to the Wolves like that? I don't understand. One of the only decisions I've been very iffy of Heath this year, but yeah, because we start out good and then they were just attacking all night. There was no control in the midfield. They're from Shula, Martin, Olam did not play well. Played all right, but then they scored again in the 30-second. Like, it was so quick after when they scored again, and it was Manly getting beat every other way. And then the first half, Hassani Dotson did not have his best game, but he made right of that in the second half by coming out and performing extremely well. But Finley kept us in the game with some really nice composed finishing and a nice chip over. The first goal was extremely lucky and just awful defending from Dallas's perspective. But the assist comes from Colin Martin, which is all right. But I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, Finley had a good night. A couple other players had a good night, but as a team, we particularly did not have a very good night. And then they score really late. Vito should get a save to this one. Near post, sneaks right under him. Reggie Cannon with the goal. And Barrios was dominating that whole right side of Hassani Dotson, and it's just the whole defense and was finding people open unmarked against Manly all night. Manly had no clue where he was, unfortunately. But we go into halftime down 3-2. They make a sub at halftime. Hedges out for whatever reason. I believe it might have been an injury. But Miguel picks up a yellow card shortly after the start of the second half. Quintero is sub for Miguel, and Miguel didn't play particularly well tonight either. He's been struggling as of late. Really hoping he can turn it around. But Asani Dotson picks up a yellow card in the 58th minute. But Hassani's second half was extremely good. And Mason Toy gets subbed in for Angelo. And the game changes. We start getting going after it a little bit. But there's just not enough in the midfield for me for us to really give a go at it. Boxall picks up a yellow card for which I didn't think it was too. I think Baji initiated the contact on that one, but he does hit him off the ball. And then the repercussions of this Baji coming in and a second or two late and absolutely upending Mike, taking out Boxall. The fact that it's not a straight red card is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It was a rash. Obviously, it should have been a yellow at minimum, and it was given a yellow. But the fact that it's not a red off the repercussions of the challenge of Boxall, the literally just right before that, is absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, Hassani Dotson picks up a goal and just scores an absolute banger. Assist from Olam, but wasn't really much of an assist because Hassani dribbles past a couple defenders and shoots from outside the box, and absolutely bangers because that's all he scores. But shortly after that, they make a substitution, couple, and they score in the 85th minute, and it just looked bad. Delali gets subbed down for Schuler late, and then they score in the 93rd minute, and at first I was pissed, so I just thought, oh, I'm just going to shut it off. But ends up Mason made a very poor decision by spitting on Reggie Cannon, and he knows that, and he put out a statement today about it. And you hate to see it, but he did get a straight red, and he'll miss. I'm sure he'll get a suspension for who knows how long, but he knows what he did wrong. Reggie, I feel like, definitely Reggie Cannon definitely took it well, took the apology well, took the repercussions well, or not his repercussions, but Mason Toy's repercussions of him and everything. And I think Reggie Cannon did a good job of kind of helping the young guy out. He knows that they potentially could play together in camps or what's not. Probably, and they probably know of each other. And I'm sure Reggie was extremely furious when Mason decided to do that, and I'm sure Mason regrets it. And I hope just he won't be remembered for this forever, and it'll just be a small spot in a great career that was just not a highlight. But anyway, the match reaction, we lose 5-3, and it was just a poor game with too much rotation, and it was. My reaction is that he should not have rotated so much. Manly is an MLS ready, and um, with starters in, we beat that team away every day of the week. I believe they weren't good, but we particularly were worse, definitely worse. And we did that to ourselves. Maybe you give some other minutes to some players to rest Alonso and Gregus. Uh, um, but we had no control in the midfield, none at all. Hassani would have been great to play there, and then I know Chase has been racking up minutes and Montier, so it'd be really nice to get Motumbe Tahid, the French right back, I believe, or left back that we had just gotten. So he could have played in Hassani's role, and Hassani could have came in the midfield. But Manly, I think it's safe to write off. He is not ready and should be getting more USL game time maybe and friendly minutes, but he is definitely not MLS ready and should not see the pitch the rest of the year. I know it's being harsh on the young defender, but he was so out of place tonight, or last night. That's all for me, guys. As always, come on, you Loons.